Maybe. Hey, good morning. It is Saturday. It's just a little after 11 on November 29th. And if you're a college football fan, I mean, you've been watching your schedule at all, you know what that means. First of all, it's rivalry weekend. But more importantly, in about 55 minutes, the game is about to kick off. The game really needs no introduction. I mean, we know what it is. It's Ohio State at Michigan. It's Ann Arbor. It's going to be cold and snowy again. Seems to always happen. It's like, man, it's like every year, the week before Ohio State plays Michigan, it's 55 and sunny somewhere. And you're like, okay, well, this is great. And then suddenly it's like the weather turns right after Thanksgiving. And I mean, I have about 14 inches of snow in my yard.
Yeah, we got a whole foot this Thanksgiving.
Did you? Okay. All right. Yeah, I know there were different totals from different areas, so it's hard to say. Anyway, welcome to Illegal Formation. I'm your host. I'm Chad Bryan. That's my co-host, TK Dandridge. Words are hard, TK. Cheese Ridge Ray Grandridge. That's your new name. It's a remix. The remix show. My name's Brad today. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's TK. I'm Chad. You know that. We're just going to talk about the game. That's all we really have today. I mean, there's some Brown stuff going on tomorrow. We'll get to that on the pregame show right here on the Inside Edge Network. As always, we're brought to you by LPV Productions. And once again, words are hard. I'm struggling with words today. So let's just get right into it because I turn the light on, and that's blue. We don't want that. So we're going to turn the red light on today. We don't want the blue light. No blue light specials. Sorry about that. We're not doing that today. So I was going to go over stats and things, and I had a bunch of notes, and I had all these things I was going to get into, but I mean, as always with these rivalry games, I think you can just kind of throw the numbers out. So I didn't throw my notes out because they're on a computer. It would have been an expensive throw out, but I'm not looking at them. I'm not even going to really look at the notes. I mean, I'll glance at some stats or whatever. We can look at some stat leaders and things like that. I mean, we know who. We know who leads these teams and what, right? Today's a matter of it comes down to toughness, doesn't it? I mean, whoever wins the battle at the line of scrimmage is probably going to win this game today. I don't see it being a blowout. I know a lot of people are predicting crazy scores online. And Ohio State is going into Michigan as an 11.5-point favorite. And even that, I feel, is – I don't know. That's a wide margin.
I'm really not that comfortable with that at all, especially after how these past 4 years have gone. I don't know what to think right now.
Yeah, I mean, every year for the past 4 years, Ohio State's gone in as basically, I mean, at some points a huge favorite, right? And it hasn't gone well for 4 years. So yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, you can just kind of throw all the numbers out, throw the records out. Michigan hasn't looked very impressive at times, but they're 9-2. That's a respectable record. I mean, they haven't played the toughest schedule. I mean, the Big Ten isn't that deep this year. Let's be honest. I see people arguing about it online, and a lot of the SEC people may have a little bit of an argument this year. Not that the SEC is the supreme conference that everyone seems to think that it is. We just saw last night Texas A&M to give them their first loss of the season. So all of a sudden, people were downplaying that Ohio State win in week 1 against Texas, and now suddenly it looks a little better, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely does. Yeah. I don't see how the reigning national champion is ranked 3rd starting the new year. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I think 2 new coordinators and a brand new, redshirt freshman starting quarterback. I mean, first college game. I think that, that probably added to that a little bit. But whatever. But Leo says hi. Hi, Leo. How you doing? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Leo.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think that attributed to that a little bit. Just a brand new quarterback, brand new coordinators. Didn't really know what you were going to see. The run game hadn't been great without Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly comes in for a year, and the run game explodes with, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. We see what they're doing in the NFL. And now the running game was back to a little bit more pedestrian this year, right? With Brian Hartline calling the plays. Not that it was terrible. And not that they've really even needed it, but I think they're going to need it today in Ann Arbor. I think you got to have a strong running game. Not that you have to run the ball, straight up the middle or off tackle, 37 times against two, NFL draft picks or anything. That was the game plan. That was the game plan last year. We saw how it worked. It didn't work at all. They lost 13-10. The flag got planted. A lot was made of that. Do you have a problem with the flag planting thing? I don't really have a big problem with that. I mean, what do you think about that, TK?
I could totally see why it upsets a lot of players, because you're basically marking your territory after a win. You're basically taking the university, clutching it firmly in your hands, and swiping it ever so firmly between your ass cheeks, and saying, "Hey, look what I just did with you guys." That's the ultimate, one of the ultimate forms of disrespect, I think, as far as not just collegiate sports, but sports in general. You go into somebody's stadium, you kick their ass, and then you go ahead and get some of your gear or, a flag, and you want, pitch a tent at midfield and, give everybody the DOT celebration, back in the WWF days and all that. So, yeah, it's a very fine line of disrespect that is being crossed on purpose. So I totally get why players get so angry about the stuff. So
Evan
we
says
don't
hello.
see. We might try to.
Yeah, who knows? Evan says hello. Hello, Evan. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you, Evan. Broncos Country Daily there. If you got something to promote, man, promote the show. I don't know. I think, listen, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't know. I think it's just part of kids being kids a little bit. I guess, I can see how you get upset, but man, I don't know. I thought, and I'm an Ohio State fan, obviously. You see, I've got the Ohio State sweatshirt and Ohio State hat on. But I don't know. I thought Ohio State showed a whole lot of fight, after that game was over, when Michigan planted the flag, that I didn't think they really showed during the game at all. And I to me, I guess, if you don't want them to plant the flag, stop them on the field during the game, right? Like that's where you prevent that.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
I agree.
They're not going to lose that game 31-7 last year and then go plant the flag. I mean, that's not a thing, right? So I don't know. I guess if you don't want them to plant the flag, it's part of. I don't know. That's how you protect your turf, right? You win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. To the victor go the spoils. Whatever. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I've seen some other opinions from just people online. It did cause a little bit of a problem, obviously, that law enforcement had to step in on. That's not great. You don't want to see that from either side. But listen, I mean, those things happen on both sides. It's a rivalry game. It's not just Ohio State, Michigan, right? You can't just blame Michigan. You can't blame Ohio State for that. I mean, these things happen. You don't love to see it, but I don't know. It's a part of sports, and you do see it. So I don't know. Do you expect to see any of that today? I'm sure some tensions are going to be high. I mean, Ohio State's coming in here feeling slighted, disrespected. I'm sure Michigan's going to come out, whatever, confident, arrogant, a little cocky maybe. Like you do when you win 4 straight games against your rival, especially when you were, probably not expected to win most of those games.
Right, and they deserve to as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that causes a problem? You think we'll see any? Sometimes we see the pregame stuff at midfield, guys going at each other a little bit.
Get all of that. The pregame fight, the confrontation at midfield. Somebody's going to spit on somebody, and somebody's going to get whacked, and somebody might get tossed before the game even started. Somebody might get tossed during the game. Somebody might get arrested after the game.
We hope not. Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Ohio State, Michigan football. It's been like this for over 100 years, especially in most recent memory. Listen, this is going to be a hot and spicy matchup. It very well could be the best game played all Saturday long. I do believe so. Granted, yes, we are the best college football team in the country. We are 11-0. We look like a well-oiled machine. We're number 1, this, that, and the other. This 15th ranked Michigan Wolverines team is 9-2, and they are pretty damn near close to being a complete football team at 9-2. You still got the issues at quarterback position. Granted, this young man is just now getting out. He's just now getting his feet wet. Of course, you lose one of your running backs from your dominant duo of Marshall and Haynes, so that obviously hurts. Obviously, you're going to have to lean more on, I believe it's Marshall today. And obviously, Underwood's going to have to do a little bit of some of his magic on the ground as well, not just through the air. We haven't really talked about weather as far as this game goes. Like we had
Yeah.
just mentioned earlier, we got over a foot of snow. I don't know exactly how bad Michigan got it, but I do believe that areas surrounding Ann Arbor it did hit pretty decent, especially on Sterling Heights. So, yeah, you may not have a whole foot of snow, but it may be cold, it may be snowing as as we're broadcasting right now. So, yeah, weather's definitely going to play a big part of that. They might want to lean to the run game a little bit, see if they can. But yeah, you guys, we got to be ready because nobody cares about that 11-0. I don't even think we do today, especially after the way these last 4 games against this university in particular have gone. So we gotta come in with an intense amount of intensity, urgency, and willingness to get this game won for us, especially those cities that are not going to be there come next season.
Sully Joe says, "How was your day?" Hey, listen. As far as mornings go, I've had better, but we're gonna be okay. TK, how was your day?
Just getting started, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see how our day goes. We'll see how our day is about 3:30, 4 o'clock, Joe. How about that?
Yeah.
How was your day? Yeah, we'll see. We'll let you know then. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to kickoff. I mean, we're about 44 minutes away now, so we do want to get out of here in time to get you, in front of a TV, get your favorite snacks or beverages, whatever you're going to have for the game, because everybody likes to be set up for a game like this, especially if you're having some people over, you're having a party, whatever it is. You want to feel like everything's perfect and ready to go. A lot of people are like really, I don't know, TK, if you're like this or not. A lot of people are really superstitious when they watch their team play. You got to wear the same thing. You got to sit in the same spot. You got to do whatever. Joe says he's good. I'm glad, Joe. So you're having a good day. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, TK, are you superstitious? You got like this like lucky socks or lucky hat or something you wear every time you watch your teams, or do you care about any of that stuff?
I used to be superstitious once upon a time. Now I really just like to, go with the simple, wear your favorite hat. I've obviously got the Eddie George jersey that I like to wear on Ohio State game day. I like to use that as a good luck charm. I think ever since we got that, we've only lost, I think, 1 game since I've worn it. Okay. And of course, I was against Michigan. So yeah, I really think all those superstition things, those are pretty done for me. But I can understand people want to wear like different socks or different shoes. I used to do that too back in the day. So yeah,
right. Hey, as long as they're washing them, right? Like, let's not wear them for 15 weeks of the college football season without. Wash your clothes. Wear what you want, but please wash them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or we're not going to come to your watch. We're not going to be there with your stinky socks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, is that the cheese or is that the socks? What's going on? Okay, that's gross. Yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I had a bunch of stats. I was looking at matchups, last 4, this and that, the all-time history. None of that really matters today, right? I mean, none of that matters. Like it's today's game. It's today's players. You can talk about what happened 4 years ago, but I mean, Julian Sayin wasn't even on the roster. He was in high school, right? He was
right
slinging the ball over Southern California. So that doesn't matter. I don't know. You can't really. People say, well, they're going to win this year because they won last year, whatever. Michigan, well, you can't compare. I mean, these games are they're so different. I mean, I've seen people already this morning comparing what Indiana did to Purdue regarding 56-3 yesterday or whatever, versus what Ohio State. How it's just 2 different approaches, right? Like Ohio State approached the game in a different way than Indiana did. Indiana is, they're quick, they're fast, they try to strike like lightning. They have quick scoring drives. Ohio State is methodically holding on to the football and taking their time and, just not trying to score quickly. They're trying to be, I guess, kind to their defense is one way you can put that. They're trying to keep the defense off the field for as long as they can. You want these guys to be fresh for the playoff run. I mean, now at 11-0, no matter what happens today. Sorry, I mean, if you don't like Ohio State, you're going to see them in the playoffs. I mean, I apologize, but that's where they're going to be. It doesn't matter if they win today. It doesn't matter if they lose. It doesn't matter what goes on today. Now, when I say it doesn't matter, that doesn't mean we don't care as Ohio State fans. We want to beat Michigan. We want to get this thing off our backs, right? Like you don't want to see 5 in a row go down today. That's not what you want at all. So when I say it doesn't matter, I mean, in the long term, last year you saw what happened after they lost to Michigan. They went on to win a national title. They didn't lose another game. Haven't lost a game since. So you would like to think that carries on today as an Ohio State fan. I mean, I've said it before. I feel like that was the beginning of Ryan Day's villain arc, right? Like when he was standing on the field, it just like he had that one eyebrow up, but I don't know, it just like reminded me of like the Joker or something. He's like sitting there. That's when he changed. That's when the switch just totally flipped. And you saw some of the game plans. I mean, they came out so aggressively against Tennessee and Oregon and Texas, and Notre Dame was a little bit of a different game, but they just came out with their hair on fire. I mean, it's like they finally, like, you always want to see your team play angry, right? Because you feel like you play a little bit better when you have a chip on your shoulder. And for the longest time, Ohio State felt like they were playing apologetically. Like, well, hey, we're just here trying not to hurt anybody's feelings or make too many mistakes. We just want to sort of like, just move the football. We just hope both.
Sorry, we're mowing your asses down so hard.
Yeah, we just for a while it was like we just want both teams to have fun, right? Like they came out so not soft, but just I don't know, it was just a different feel. But then last year in the playoffs, it was different. It was like it felt like John Wick. It felt like someone getting revenge on everybody, really. I mean, they ran right through everybody. Texas was a little closer game. Obviously, the strip sack from Jack Sawyer at the end was the difference in that game. But I mean, otherwise, the first two games, Tennessee and Oregon. I mean, wow! Like I hadn't seen Ohio State play like that before. It was very impressive. It was good to see from Ryan Day. I don't know. You love to see it as a Buckeyes fan. So, do we expect to see that Ohio State today, TK? The hair on fire. Is that what we expect to see today?
I expect to see a slug match, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I expect both defenses to shine in this one. Again, we talked about weather. We talked about the inclements of what's going on around us right now.
Yeah.
I definitely think the defenses have more than ample amount of opportunity to show exactly how good they are. I wouldn't be surprised to see the offensive struggle today, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think people are predicting like a 59-24 score. I don't think it's going to be anything near that. I think it's going to be I don't want to give my score prediction away. We'll do that in a couple of minutes here at the end of the show. But I think it's going to be a tough battle. I think the defenses are going to make a lot of plays. I think it's going to be a special teams thing. That you're going to probably see a lot of punts today. I mean, it is what it is. It's a cold, windy day. I mean, the last time I looked, I think the temperature was 28 degrees in Ann Arbor, gusty winds and some snow showers. So not like, it shouldn't be like a blizzard or anything. I don't think it's going to be like the weather conditions shouldn't be like insane, but 28 degrees and windy, it makes it a little bit tough to throw the ball. I mean, even when you've got, obviously Julian Sayin has proven that he has a fantastic arm, right? He can make any throw on the field. But when it's cold and windy like that, it's just a little bit tougher. It doesn't matter where you're from or, Southern California. I've seen people say that's going to make a difference. It doesn't matter. You acclimate to the weather so quickly anyway. I mean, he's been in Columbus for when you're in the cold for 3 or 4 days, you get acclimated to that. I mean, that becomes your new normal. It doesn't matter where these guys are from. People make a big deal out of that. I think it's funny when people are like, oh, the Dolphins are coming to play a cold weather game. Well, a lot of these guys are from Ohio and Pennsylvania. I mean, they've played cold weather games. Like they've been out in the elements. They know what it is. I just don't think it's that big of a deal weather-wise. But it like I said, it can make a little bit of I guess it can make it tougher on the passing game. You're going to have to run the ball a little bit, right? Not rely on it. Not, 90-10 or anything. Nothing crazy. It's not like 2 feet of snow. You can't see the field. But you have to be able to run the football. You have to effectively be able to create some holes. And the Ohio State offensive line has been up and down this year. Probably the best effort was, I don't know, maybe against UCLA rushing wise. Did okay last week. Didn't need a whole lot of it against Rutgers. Just kind of made a lot of mistakes in that game, honestly. I mean, I guess that worries you going into the Michigan game a little bit. Last week was probably their least clean game as far as execution goes. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just hard to know which Ohio State team to expect today. What do you expect to see out of Michigan, though, when they come out, TK?
I expect the team to come out that's ready to prove themselves. I want them to show. I think they're going to show, listen, there is a reason as to why we are 9-2. Forget the fact that our freshman quarterback hasn't lit the world on fire yet. Forget that we have lost one player in our dynamic 1-2 punch in the backfield. And forget that we're playing the best team in all of college sports right now. Yeah. We are going to give you a reason to respect us, to see exactly what it is that we've been working on this off season to try to prove our worth, especially after this whole scandal after winning the national championship, which us Ohio State Buckeyes fans have had a field day with, as far as them getting in trouble. But nothing has happened as of yet, which is fine. Whatever, no big deal. At the same time, they want to show their worth. Like, listen, we're not a bunch of cheaters. Our head coach, Sharon Moore, is someone that is to be respected. He is loved at the University of Michigan, in the locker room, on campus, off campus. So I think they got a lot to show, a lot of positive things that they want to show the world today. It could be a very interesting matchup, like I said earlier.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to know what to expect. I mean, I was going through my just trying to figure out what I was going to predict as far as the score, and I still really don't know. It's kind of rattling around in my head a little bit because these games are so unpredictable. I mean, the wildest things happen. It's like sometimes something happens so early that just sets the tone for the game, and you feel like, okay, here we go. It's not going to be good, or here we go. We showed up today, or whatever. For the last 4 years, I feel like something's happened really early in Michigan's favor. That's just been like, man, seriously, like again, it can't be like we got to whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's so tough to know what to expect, especially 4 losses in a row now. I mean, Ryan Day 1-4. A lot's been said. I think he's like 50-1 against the rest of the Big Ten. Like he can't coach. We got to calm down the fire Ryan Day stuff today. If it doesn't go well.
I'm not even entertaining it right now. There is no need for it, especially coming off of a national championship win, and we're 11-0 right now. We're really just showing people exactly how asinine we can be when we do and say things like that. So, yeah, I'm refraining from it.
Yeah, I mean, they've been the most efficiently run program in the country this year. I'm sure you can attribute some of that to having a bunch of really intelligent guys on the field. I mean, Caleb Downs, you've heard everybody. I mean, he's literally up for like every defensive award that there is. You expect him to be a first-team All-American, unanimous All-American, obviously first-team All-Big Ten. But, yeah, I expect to see him bring home some hardware as well individually. And I know that probably to these guys doesn't matter as much as winning this game today and getting into the playoffs and making some noise and ultimately hoisting that trophy as well again. I mean, you want to win back-to-back titles. It's not going to be easy. Everybody's going to be gunning for them. They're not going to sneak up on anybody this year. But you kept saying that last year, week to week, right? Like you kept saying, well, nobody's going to sneak up because now, we saw they beat Tennessee 42-17. Like, well, now, Oregon's already seen them once up close. They know what's coming. This is going to be a different game. And they jumped out to that huge lead against Oregon. I mean, basically blew them out in the first half. Completely dismissed them. I mean, just they were off the field. That was it. Then, okay, well, Texas, they're the SEC team. Like Ohio State can't hang with SEC teams. We all know the record, right? And then Ohio State dominated Texas. I mean, like I said, it was closer at the end, but they still, held them to 14 points, doubled them up, whatever. And then came out and beat Notre Dame pretty soundly as well. Notre Dame had a good drive. If you remember the opening drive from Notre Dame, that I swear it took them out of it. Like
they went right down the field on us.
They really did. And it was a bunch of quarterback runs. And then I think Riley Leonard was just done after that. Physically, he looked spent. I don't know what happened to him, but that was it for Notre Dame in that game. I mean, they kept it close, but ultimately Ohio State dominated there as well. And it was just, you kept thinking, okay, well, the next opponent, they're not going to sneak up. They're going to see him come. They're going to see him coming. But, man, they just kept doing it. They kept going out and executing, and they looked like they were playing to go win and not playing to not lose. And it looked like they were having fun and with it, but also with a chip on their shoulder. Like they were playing with a chip on their shoulder, but having fun at the same time. It was like this perfect storm of like, I don't know. It just sort of, I guess what happens when you get pushed to the point where you don't care anymore and you don't overthink it anymore, right? You just go out and respond and you just trust your athletic talents. And I feel like that's what they did for a while, but I don't know. I mean, I really hope we see that Ohio State team come out today early. I'd love to see them jump out to a big lead. It'd be nice to go into halftime up 24-3 and feel a little bit comfortable. But, I feel like it's going to be one of those games where it's like 10-7 at the half or, 7-6 or, 10-10 or whatever. It's going to be tied up. It's going to be super close. I think Michigan's going to keep it close today. I think they have the talent on defense to keep it close. I think they have the running game to give Ohio State a little bit of a problem. The offensive line.
Right. If you all are betting, smash that under button today. Smash that under button like crazy.
Yeah, these two defenses, the weather, everything is telling you, it's not going to be a 66-21 type of game. But then crazier things have happened, you never know. It's just so hard. Like I said, it's hard to predict this game. But listen, it's almost 11:30. Maybe it's time to give our score predictions. We'll get out of here. We've been on here for almost a half an hour. Um, I don't know if you have a score in mind, if you've settled on something. I still am I just keep seeing numbers rattling around in my head. I really don't know where I'm going. But TK, give me your score prediction first. Who wins this game and what is the final score?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Ohio State breaks the chain and wins this one 21-14.
Okay. See, I feel like even with the gusty, windy weather, I feel like there's going to be a couple of field goals involved. And Ohio State hasn't had the best special teams luck in this game the last couple of years. So that worries me a little bit. Just the fact that I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to a couple of kicks here and there, whether it's, flipping the field on a few punts or, scoring 3 points on a field goal try, right? I think that applies to both teams. I think Ohio State does finally get this Michigan problem off their backs today. I think they finally go into Ann Arbor. I think they get the win. We're looking at a different Ryan Day. I don't think he's going to be in his head anymore. The way that he seemed to coach, I think it's going to be different today. I think he's going to coach more along the lines of playoff Ryan Day from last year, where he, nothing to lose, right? And you don't have anything to lose. I mean, you can go into this game you can freewheel it a little bit because whether you're 12-0 or you're 11-1, it's just the difference of going to the Big Ten championship game. You're still going to the playoffs. That's it. If you're Ohio State, you're in the playoffs. So I think you just go in and you concentrate on beating your rival today. And I think they'll do that. I think Ohio State wins this one. I want to say, what do I want to do? I want to say 24-20. I think it's going to be really close. Way too close for our comfort. I'd rather it be 59-3. It's not going to be that. But yeah, I've got Ohio State win this one. I guess I'll settle on 24-20.
Okay.
That's what I've got. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, again, I would like a little more comfort at the end of the game, but that's what I'm thinking. So that's where we are. Listen, enjoy the game. You got about a half an hour until kickoff. We're going to get out of here. Again, this is a legal formation with me, Jeff Bryan, and my co-host, TK Dandridge. I know his name. I just can't say it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. If you're watching the game today, just remember, even though it is the game, it's just a game. It's not the end of the world. It's certainly not the end of the world. You see the Ohio State logo there. TK going in close. Go Bucks. That's important. Go Bucks. And enjoy yourself, man. Just you only get these once a year. Unless they somehow happen to meet up in the playoffs or whatever. You get this game once a year. So no matter what happens, enjoy it. Root for your team, but let's not get in any family fights or anything over it. Okay. Listen, you guys enjoy today. Don't do that. Enjoy it. Again, thanks for watching. This has been a Legal Formation. Check us out tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show, where we will preview the matchup between the Browns and the 49ers. The Browns are playing a legitimate playoff team while they are on the graphic as in the hunt at 3-8 because they still could win this division. I mean, if they went out, they could listen to me. They could go 9-8, TK, and win the division. It can happen. Crazier things can happen. It's not gonna happen.
If that happens, man, this whole planet is gonna freeze the hell over.
I feel like if that happens, they somehow go to the Super Bowl and win it.
That'd be great.
They're just going to do it. No, that's not going to happen. I'm not predicting that. We're more likely to see 4-13 or 5-12. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I would love to see if Shedeur Sanders can go out and win a game against a legitimate playoff contender in the 49ers. Good team, good defense. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns, and NFL pregame show. Until then, you guys enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the college football that's left. Enjoy rivalry weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning on the show. All right, bye, guys.